and newest power stations, and as a result of that, it tripped out much of the network across Queensland. So we worked hard throughout yesterday afternoon to bring power back on to households and business. Sea Power Station. It's one of Australia's largest and newest power stations, and as a result of that, it tripped out much of the network across Queensland. So we worked hard throughout yesterday afternoon to bring power back on to households and business consumers. There was a risk into the evening last night that demand would outstrip supply. So we worked closely across all agencies and with the National Australian Energy Market Operator to make sure that we're able to bring on additional supply. We also put the message out to Queensland businesses and households to help us by reducing some of their demand for a short period, and I want to express our great and sincere gratitude to all of those businesses and households that joined in that effort. That meant that we were able to keep the power on. So we took back control of the site from the Fire and Emergency Services at about midnight last night, and so our senior management team is on site investigating the cause of the fire. We think that only one of the 4 generators on site has been impacted, fairly badly damaged, but the good news is that the other 3 seem to be okay, and so we'll be talking with the workforce today about how we can get them back into operation as soon as possible.
Okay, so is the power grid in Queensland stable this morning?
Yes, the power grid in Queensland is stable. We have a diverse and publicly owned generation network out here in Queensland. It's everything from nearly 700,000 households with rooftop solar, solar farms, wind farms, pumped hydroelectricity, and a fleet of coal-fired generators. And so they're all operating at full steam this morning. Of course, we want to make sure that Callide C is back in operation as soon as possible, but we'll do that once it's safe to go ahead. So our team is working on that this morning, and again, I want to thank everybody for their cooperation and effort yesterday.
Okay, will this be an issue though as stations like Callide get older and require more maintenance, these coal-fired power stations?
Well, this station, in fact, is one of Australia's youngest power stations. All of its maintenance and scheduled servicing was fully up to date. This is an unprecedented event, the cause of which is yet to be determined. But I think it does underscore that electricity generation is a dangerous task, and we want to thank all of our workforce there for the work they do every day, keeping our homes and businesses powered. But it also underscores the importance of our diversified network here in Queensland. So everything from solar to thermal generation to our pumped hydroelectricity all work together as a network yesterday to make sure that our grid is stable. So thanks again to our team and to all Queenslanders.
Power plant tonight. Sasha Harnackle filed this report moments ago.
There's a 550-metre exclusion zone in place, and we're at the edge of it right now. This is still a very much developing situation. Up until just a few moments ago, workers that had been evacuated were actually out here still waiting further instructions. We can still hear emergency sirens that are going off from inside the facility. Dozens of crews are inside right now working to get this under control. It isn't going to be over anytime soon. Emergency services are expected to be here well into the night.
Thanks, Sasha. Well, let's go straight to Annie Puller now at Kedron. Annie, how's the traffic looking where you are?
Andrew, as we go to our road network is holding up remarkably well. Where I am here tonight on Gympie Road at Kedron, the traffic lights are back on. Motorists have been moving through relatively freely, but what a difference a couple of hours can make. Just after lunchtime today, several traffic lights along this major thoroughfare went out, causing serious traffic delays, and it was a fairly similar story right. CS Energy, the operator of the station, while the fire itself was small, the impact was devastating. Side turbine 4, flames ignited.
Yesterday we confronted something that has never happened before, an explosion and major fire in a house. An explosion and major fire. We confronted something that has never happened before, an explosion and major fire in a. We confronted something that has never happened before, an explosion and major fire in a.
Confronted something that has never an explosion and a major fire.
It was inside turbine 4. more flames ignited.
Yesterday, we confronted something that has never happened before, an explosion and major fire in a power station.
According to CS Energy, the operator of the station, while the fire itself was small, the impact was devastating.
Stampede was worst. The incident in China was the most fatal. And the power station confronted something that has never happened before. So we always put a fingerprint to show that you can get fucked whenever God likes. You might explode, you get fire, you get killed or no. It's a decision of a God. Explosion under fire, a fire and explosion, major fire. Here is the explosion, the 19th of May. The explosion and the major fire. Then you find no way to escape from an explosion and a major fire. The point is, your future was on the past on the 19th of May. The 19th of May, if you don't take an action against myer, God will take, and you find no way to escape, an explosion and a major fire. Here it is, a fire and an explosion. So your fate, your destiny